What's up guys, Barbarian or Bust here with the Rend Bleed Barb. We're going to take Rend into the pit and see if he can do tier 63. This is my absolute favorite way to play Rend and Rupture. This bleed in particular. Absolutely love it. Like using Steel Grasp and just bring him in, then boom. And shout out to Archvile who made a comment saying that, you know, Gushing Wounds actually works now, and that stacking crit chance and crit strike is what's going to make the difference between the bleed barb. And it does. What do we got there? 2-3 million bleed on that one. We got there. There's a little 5. There's a 3. There was a 4. 4.6 million bleed. So that's pretty awesome. And you see, you bring them in. They're stunned, and then you just rupture the pack, and it bleeds everything.
I need time to do
so you definitely want to do Rend and Rupture, especially for your tempering. You definitely want to use both. They're awesome. Hit Wrath Berserker actually by accident. You don't really need it. Alright, let's grab this. Can we use both? Let's try to use both. There we go. That's awesome. Alright. They're all dead. Drag them all in. Bleed them all out. Almost time for the boss. Alright, there we go. Blood Bishop. He might be alright, because this is an easier spot. I find some of the boss arenas aren't nearly as good as others, but this one's usually pretty good. Lots of room to move around. And I think that's kind of key. I guess not enough room. Alright, dodge all those mechanics. Hit him with Steel Grasp to get some berserking. Get back to dodging. Okay, let's run around for a minute. Alright, back off. Okay, back off again. Don't want to get hit by that. A lot of moving around, a lot of dodging. Nice. This is awesome. Okay. Alright, now we'll be fine as long as we just dodge absolutely everything. If we can dodge everything, we will beat this. Oh! Wow, we got lucky there. Alright, potion up. We got a bunch of them. And he's dead. And that is the Rend Bleed Barb in the pit. We just cleared level 63, and we'll go over the build quickly, but you're going to notice I'm not using any uniques for this. This is all legendary aspects, no uniques required. So in the helmet, we have strength, max life, and the aspect of might. We want as many max life and strength rolls as possible. And then the last roll you want is to be your resistances, so you get them capped. And for your tempering, you want resistances where you need them to be capped, stun duration for most of them, except for one to have steel grasp stuns. If you have that, they'll be stunned for quite a while. And in the armor, we have the Audacity. This also stuns enemies for 4 seconds, but that's actually more because we get stun duration. So you want that one as well. So you have 2 ways to stun enemies. It allows you to just bleed them at will. And also we have resistance there. And unfortunately, stun duration rolled twice on our 25% increases. So I am going to bring this back down to level 0 because you don't need that much stun duration where you have so many pieces that actually have stun duration on them. In the gloves, we have Edge Master with strength, critical strike chance, and ranks to rend. With this one, you could take out that strength if you wanted, but I wouldn't, and you could put attack speed. But the critical strike chance, or actually you could put critical strike in there as well. That would be good. So those would be what you'd want to roll. The big things is that bleed scales with critical strike, and your rupture scales with strength. So you definitely want to keep those as high as possible. And damage to close is great, even though that's a really crappy roll, and more stun duration. And in the pants, we use the Pants of Undying. We got rid of Juggernaut, and we added this in. And again, strength, max life, and resistances. In the boots, you always want Weapon Masters, but Weapon Master always gives your mastery skills an additional charge. This is huge, very important. And here we have strength, fury per second, and fire resistance. You want one piece with fury per second. It makes a massive, massive change. Our two-handed mace. I couldn't pass this one up because of the 2 perfectly rolled stats, but you actually want strength, max life, and critical strike damage. That is the one that is most important. Damage over time is still great, but it really doesn't compare to critical strike damage. And we have a low damage roll. You'd want that to be damage or damage to close, and you want 2 weapons with Rend size and 2 weapons with Rupture size. And here we have the Battle Mad. This is one of the 3 ways that we are able to have Berserking in the build. There's this, Steel Grasp, and the Blood Rage Paragon node. Because this one had the perfectly rolled stat of damage over time, I did keep this, but you are looking for strength, max life, and critical strike damage. Then we have Intercom. This is also great because we do stand still after we Steel Grasp, so this bonus goes off once we are rupturing and rending enemies. And this is rolled perfectly, except the stats aren't high enough. And over here, the Wanton's Rupture. I use this aspect for the boss. It puts on a massive bleed on the boss. It doesn't take it out. Because of that, this is absolutely amazing with the Encroaching Wrath. So for the bosses, I'm very, very particular about rending 3 times and then hitting Rupture. And this is also rolled great with strength, max life, and critical strike damage. And we have damage to close, which is amazing. That's an awesome roll, and that's awesome Rupture size as well. And in the Ring of the Umbral, this ring is absolutely amazing because we stun things so much. Our Fury will go from 0 to full every time we Steel Grasp or every time we stun an enemy. Amazing. And you still want strength, attack speed, critical strike chance in this. I have damage to berserking to increase our blood rage node. We don't do a lot of berserking, but this will increase our damage. And the resource generation is huge. And our next ring is the Encroaching Wrath, and we have strength, attack speed, critical strike chance. And with this one, this is just for the bosses to put on a bigger bleed. And up here, the Iron Warrior. This is amazing because we have 50% damage reduction and it makes us unstoppable. This is very clutch. We do have attack speed, critical strike chance, and cut to the bone. And our weapon expertise is two-handed axe because everything is vulnerable all the time. And for abilities, we have 3 points in Flay to take Battle Flay. If you think you're dying too much, definitely go Combat Flay. Then we have 7 points in Rend to take Violent Rend, 3 points in Imposing Presence, 3 points in Martial Vigor, 3 points in Iron Skin for Tactical Iron Skin, 3 points into Swiftness, 3 points into Aggressive Resistance. We have 3 points in Pit Fighter. If your critical strike chance isn't that high, you could put more points into No Mercy. And then we have 1 point into Exposed Vulnerability. And we take 6 points into Rupture for Warrior's Rupture. We take 1 point into Hamstring to get 3 points of Cut to the Bone. Then we take 6 points into Steel Grasp to take Fighter Steel Grasp. This is one of the 3 ways that we have berserking in the build, very important. Then we take 3 ranks to heavy-handed for Gushing Wounds, and we put 1 point into Tempered Fury so that we have 2 points in Furious Impulse and 2 points into Invigorating Fury. Then we take 3 points into Wrath of the Berserker to take Supreme Wrath of the Berserker. And our key passive is Gushing Wounds. And with Gushing Wounds, with our critical strike damage bonus, this is absolutely amazing, and it puts massive bleeds on enemies. I'll show you my critical strike chance and my bonus in just a moment. So because we have the Battle Mad on, you want Rend on your two-handed slashing, and you want Flay on your dual wield, and then you want also Rupture on your two-handed slashing. If you don't take Battle Mad, you can put them all on your two-handed slashing. And I would take these 2 points out here and put them into Endless Fury. And with the Paragon board, because we no longer take Juggernaut, we path up to the left, and our first board is Weapon Master. Our second board is Hemorrhage, and we take Territorial. Our third board is Decimator, and we take Disembowel. Our fourth board is Warbringer, and we take Exploit. Our fifth board is Bonebreaker, and we take Wrath. Then you path back down here to get Hemorrhage. And our sixth and final board is Blood Rage, and we take Might. If you want to increase this damage, then have more pieces with damage 2 berserking on it. So why we use critical strike over vulnerable is as such. We have a 60% critical strike chance to deal 836% more damage. And with these items here, I did give them a try. Fields of Crimson, unfortunately, it's good, it's not great. The problem is with the critical strike damage, it doesn't roll as high. This is a two-handed weapon, we can only get 48%, where with a two-handed weapon that isn't rolled, you can get a max of 50%. And with damage over time, you can get 60%. Two-handed slashing isn't that great. So because of that, this actually isn't the best weapon for this build. And with the X-Falls, I do love this one, but in order to use it properly, you need to roll into lucky hit chance. You want a high lucky hit chance for this to proc all the time. I probably will do another bleed build with this in the future, but you have to change a lot of your stats into lucky hit. You would ideally want lucky hit on both of your rings, with critical strike chance on both your rings, and in your amulet, and potentially in your gloves. So that's a lot of pieces to re-roll, and that's why I didn't use this piece, but you could still run Rend Rupture with this, and it's absolutely amazing. And the Rage of Hergath, really good piece. Again, with the lucky hit, you want as high lucky hit chance as possible, but because we aren't running lucky hit, I decided to not use this. You know, it doesn't give us strength, which will help our Rupture. It doesn't give us max life, which just helps us stay alive. And you can't temper on it, so you're going to be losing out on either the total armor, in my case, or a resistance that you have to roll elsewhere. Overall, amazing chess piece, but for bleed, I would suggest pairing it with the X-Falls once you have high lucky hit chance, and then these two will proc all day long. Anyway, that is the Rend Bleed Barb in the pit, and this is my absolute favorite way to play Rend. This is my favorite build, and I hope you guys like it. Up next for the pit will be the Upheaval Barb. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.